So Jake Tapper, CNN's golden boy, just dropped this nuclear bomb of a book about Biden being basically Weekend at Bernie's for his entire presidency.
But here's where it gets juicy. Tapper was literally sitting 3 feet away from Biden during that catastrophic debate, watching him implode in real time, and he wrote "Holy smokes" on his iPad because he was so shocked.
Holy smokes? What is he, 12? But that's exactly my point. This bloke spent years telling everyone Biden was sharp. His word, not mine. And now suddenly he's got 85,000 words about how the president couldn't recognize George bloody Clooney at a fundraiser?
Okay, but wait. Let's actually break down what happened here because the timeline matters. Tapper and his co-author talked to over 200 sources after the election.
After. That's the whole bloody problem.
And these weren't just random people, Tessa. These were Democratic insiders, cabinet members, people who were literally watching Biden retire to his bedroom at 5:15 p.m. every day like some geriatric Cinderella. And they were terrified to speak up because they thought it would hand Trump the election.
Oh, how noble of them. So let me get this straight. Democracy was hanging by a thread. Biden was apparently having 2 different versions of himself. One functional, one completely gone. And these journalistic heroes decided to, what? Sit on it for a book deal?
That's not... Look, this is exactly what I mean about playing the long game. Do you know what would have happened if this story broke in March 2024? Complete chaos. Democrats would have been scrambling, no clear successor, and we'd probably be looking at President Trump right now anyway.
We are looking at President Trump right now. Are you kidding me? That ship has bloody sailed, sunk, and become a reef. Morgan, your tennis brain is showing. Sometimes you don't get to choose when the perfect shot comes. You take it when it's there.
But here's what you're missing, and this is where the real journalism happened. Tapper uncovered that Biden's inner circle, this little Politburo of Mike Donnellan and crew, they were literally controlling every single interaction the president had. Cabinet meetings were scripted from a 2021. Scripted.
Right, and when did we learn this? When it mattered? When we could do something about it? Or when Jake Tapper needed to flog his book and suddenly discovered his journalistic conscience?
You know what? I'm going to say something that might piss people off.
Oh, please do.
Maybe, just maybe, Tapper actually showed restraint. Because imagine if this story had broken during the primaries. The Democratic Party would have imploded. You'd have had conspiracy theories flying, claims of a deep state coup, and the whole thing would have been dismissed as Republican propaganda.
You know what, Morgan? That's actually a fair point. And I hate that you made it. But here's my counter. That's not Tapper's decision to make. He's not the bloody president of journalism deciding what information the American people can handle. That's some patronizing bullshit right there.
But sources wouldn't talk. The same people who are now confessing everything were telling reporters, he's fine for years. One cabinet member literally left a meeting where Biden was mumbly and incoherent. And when they complained internally, they were told to shut up.
And that's exactly why you dig harder. You think Bob Woodward waited for Deep Throat to send him an engraved invitation? This is the problem with modern journalism. Everyone's so bloody polite. Oh, sources won't confirm. Guess we'll wait until they feel comfortable.
Okay, I love that you're channeling your inner Roy Kent right now, but let's talk about the actual evidence. This book revealed that multiple cabinet members were genuinely worried about what would happen if there was a 2 a.m. crisis call. The leader of the free world and his own cabinet didn't trust him to handle an emergency.
Which brings me to my nuclear point. Jake Tapper sat next to this man during the debate. He watched Biden live his own political death on stage, saw him say, "We finally beat Medicare," like he was having a stroke. And Dana Bash literally passed him a note saying, he just lost the election.
Right, and...
I'm not done. This same Jake Tapper went on his show the next day and, talked about debate performance, media narratives. He had the smoking gun in his hands and decided to write a book about it later?
That's actually a really good point.
Thank you. Look, I'm not saying Tapper's book isn't important. It is. But timing is everything, and this feels less like journalism and more like venture gossip. He cashed in on a story he should have been screaming from the rooftops when it mattered.
But here's what I keep coming back to, and maybe this is my tennis background talking. Sometimes the perfect shot isn't about power. It's about placement. Tapper placed this story exactly when people were ready to hear it, when sources were finally willing to go on record, when the full scope could be revealed.
Oh, how convenient that the perfect placement happened to coincide with maximum book sales and minimum political consequences for anyone involved.
You know what? You might be right. Maybe we're both right. Maybe Tapper is simultaneously a patient journalist who got the full story and an opportunistic hack who protected his access until it was profitable to burn it down.
Now that's the kind of nuanced take that'll get us cancelled. I love it.
The real question is, what does this say about journalism today? Are we rewarding the people who speak truth to power, or the people who wait until it's safe to speak truth about former power?
Christ, Morgan, don't get all philosophical on me. This is simple. Jake Tapper chose ratings over responsibility, book sales over democracy, and now he's trying to retroactively claim the moral high ground.
And yet, we're all reading the book.
Touché, you elegant bastard. Touché.
So what's the verdict, Pulitzer or Prostitute?
Both. Definitely both.
That's the most honest answer we've given all segment.